Hello and welcome to the Ram Show. It is Sunday, August 22nd, 2018. Welcome back for another exciting show. I think we have some good topics this week. Oh man, this is going to be awesome. I already can't speak. Hello, Zach. How's it going?
All right.
All right. So, before we get into the show this week, I see you're already in the rundown, so that's super awesome. Nice job.
Whoop-de-doo. You won't yell at me, right?
Have I ever yelled at you? I don't think I've ever yelled at you.
Yeah, I know. You get the idea, though.
I get the idea. Okay, let's talk about something, right? It's awesome what a little knowledge can do, especially when somebody who's trying to sell you something doesn't know anything about the item that they're trying to sell you.
Did someone try to pull that crap on you?
No, so I run a small DJ business for anyone who does not know, which I don't think so pretty much everyone. And normally what I would do is I would lug my entire system, my tower, a monitor, all the other stuff. Normally I would lug that all with me to an event, which, gives me a really decent system for, DJing and stuff like that, but it's getting to a point where it's just getting annoying. So, I have an old Dell Inspiron 1520 laptop, Windows XP era, that I upgraded to 4 gigs of RAM. Well, I was doing some updates the other day for Windows 7, and now it's just acting really weird. I think it, got stuck, and then I, shut it down, and so I think, the updates just got corrupted or whatever, and I'm just like, okay, fine, whatever. So, now it's just sitting there, but, now, here's the thing, okay? You ready for this, Zach? I'm going to reinstall an operating system on it. Take a wild guess as to what operating system I'm going to go with this time, I think.
Don't say Windows Vista. Otherwise...
Oh, no. Okay.
Otherwise, I got no guess. I feel like you're either going to hit me with, a Windows Vista, and I'm just going to be like, what's wrong with you? Or, I don't know. That's about it.
Oh, I'm going to hit you with something. I'm going to hit you with something.
Is it going to be Linux?
Windows 95.
Wait. Huh? Why?
Okay, so this is a perfect time to explain. We've talked partially about this, so I want to kick off a new series on the channel. These videos aren't really going to have a release schedule. They're just going to be something to actually get the content up. But I'm still working on the name. I'm thinking Tech Tales. But basically, I'm working on an episode right now that talks about one of Microsoft's biggest fails ever. Care to take a guess as to what that is, Zach?
Well, they've had a few.
Okay, I will give you a hint. It was originally designed for Windows 3.1.
I don't know.
Okay, have you ever heard of a little program by the name of Microsoft Bob?
Yes.
Yep. So that's what our first episode of Tech Tales is going to be about. Rise and fall.
I've not heard good things about it, I'll tell you that.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be a line in there. But see, here's why I want to use Windows 95. Is because there's a version of Microsoft Bob that ran on Windows 95, and I want to give it a try. I want to see if it's really as bad as everyone says it is. Now,
I've heard that it was extremely annoying.
Well, okay, so I think that parts of it are going to be okay, and other parts of it, like the incessive assistants, who never seem to stop asking questions, kind of sort of like Windows Vista. Apparently Microsoft didn't learn their lesson. That part, I think, will be the annoying part. Although, okay, let me ask you this. Do you remember the little dog character in Windows XP and the search function?
Oh, I think I do, yeah.
Do you remember what his name was?
Huh?
Do you remember what his name was?
Heck no.
Rover. So, he was originally part of Microsoft Bob.
He was originally a Bob?
No, he was originally part of Microsoft Bob. So, he was like the default...
Bob. I was like, huh?
I probably cut out on your end. But he was the original assistant for Microsoft Bob. And then there were a bunch of other ones, too. Clippit or Clippy or whatever the heck his name is.
Yeah, that stupid little paperclip guy.
Okay, everyone calls him Clippy, but his name is actually Clip It. I don't know when the transition came where everyone started calling him Clippy, but anyway, he was not originally part of Microsoft Bob, but I think he kind of stemmed off of that idea. So, anyway, so that's a video that will hopefully be coming out at some point in the near future-ish. So, but anyway, I feel like it's going to be a lot easier to produce these videos because I can have, like, the help of you and Joe and maybe anyone else who wants to try to help out with these things. And they don't require a lot of money to, you know, make and stuff like that. It's not like I actually have to have physical hardware to make videos about. So
just a really old operating system.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to use the other system for. Oh, okay, so anyway, back to my original story. Finally getting back to that.
I honestly forgot about it.
I know, I did too. So anyway, what I did was I went down to the local pawn shop, you know, and it's just like, okay, fine, I'm just going to look and see what the heck they have here, right? So this is where, like I said, having a little bit of knowledge about something while the person who's trying to sell you something doesn't really have any knowledge about it can really be beneficial here. So I'm looking at the laptops, and this guy just happens to bring in an old Windows XP era machine, and he's like trying to, you know, sell it off or whatever. And the lady behind the counter is like, yeah, it's too old. And then I hear her with one of the other associates there going through the list of, like, operating systems, and they, like, totally have them out of order and everything and stuff like that. Like, they put Vista before XP. Yeah. But then they got 7, 8, and 10 correct, because those were right. And they totally missed...
Well, that's not too difficult.
Yeah,
if you know how to count, you're good.
Well, and then I think they got, like, Windows, like, 2000 in there somewhere, and, like, 98. And I was like, well, you're also missing 95, and you're missing ME, as well as Windows 3.1. But, I mean, come on, let's be honest. You know, if we're talking more mainstream operating systems, I guess, I would probably start at 95, 98, ME, 2000, XP, Vista, 7, 8, 8.1, and now 10. So, I think that sounds right to you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, so this lady comes over, right? Super nice, friendly, and everything. And she's like, so what are you thinking? And I had been looking kind of at two different systems. I was looking at one system, which was Intel Core i7 system, 3rd gen, so it was pretty old. And it had a sticker on it that said no operating system. Well, I happened to, like, hit the, like, keyboard or whatever, and it came up. Turns out it had an operating system on it, it just wasn't registered. So, oops. I made that argument with the lady. You want to know what her solution was?
What was that?
Her solution was, oh, I'm sure you have friends that have keys.
What? Hello?
Like...
Wait, huh? What? What? Why? What do you mean?
Well, you know...
It's like someone trying to buy a car... Okay, no, it's not. I was about to say it's like someone trying to buy a car who doesn't have a license, and then the salesperson would be like, oh yeah, but I'm sure someone else can drive you around in this car, but that doesn't really make sense at all.
Yeah, not completely,
yeah,
but like, you know, the whole concept of, oh, you can just get a copy from, you know, or a key from somebody else, which is, let's be honest, I have so many different systems sitting around here now with older operating system, like, that they originally shipped with, that I actually had a key that wasn't being used for anything that I could have used on it. But
yeah, but that's still a terrible argument.
But the argument was that it didn't have a registered copy of the operating system, for me at least. And then I also made the argument that, yeah, it's a Core i7, but it's a 3rd gen. We're sitting on 8th and 9th gen now. So, you know. Anyway, so I was like, I'd be willing to go, and even what they were asking for was probably still a decent price. They wanted
what else was in it?
I don't remember what else. I think it had 8 gigs of RAM, if I remember correctly. So, I mean, it had a decent amount of memory in it. Onboard graphics, of course. But what was it? I think they wanted like 100 or so for it. And
I mean, that's not terrible.
I tried to bargain them down to like the $70-$80 range. So, I don't know. Had I actually done that, how do you think I would have came out?
I mean, I can't say. I'm not a salesperson.
Right, exactly. Well, I'm just talking based off of what you think. Like, based off of, what is it? Like, what you know about hardware and things like that. I mean...
Your guess is as good as mine.
Okay, so anyway, so I was comfortable like $70-$80 range. I didn't really want to spend 100, even though I probably could have, but whatever.
Well, yeah, I will say though that not having an operating system definitely is you need to discount this now.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I can't use it as it is.
Well, I mean, they already kind of, I think, had it somewhat discounted. You know,
really?
Because some of the other ones that they were asking for were like in the $200 range, like $150, $200 range.
Yeah, see, that's definitely too much.
So, well, yeah, and you got to look at like the hardware and things like that. So anyway, there was another system that was sitting there, right? So an older HP system from 2013, originally shipped with Windows 8, with an AMD E2 processor in it. So I saw the AMD processor and I'm just like, yeah, okay, I probably can get away with it-ish. Everything. Radeon, graphics built in. I'm sure on the chip itself. Not like, extra, whatever. So anyway, the problem with this one was that some of the, like, legacy boot was not turned on in the BIOS, so it was not loading into the OS.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, turns out, we'll get to that in a second here. So that's what happened. So it was throwing an error when it was, loading up. It was like, install an operating system. So I'm like, I'm talking to the lady. I'm like, well, there's this other system over here after she wouldn't go down on the other one. I was like, but here's my problem with it. Like, looking at it right now, I didn't even know if this system had a hard drive in it. And so that was a concern, of course, because if it didn't have a hard drive, I was going to have to put a hard drive in it and everything. So they were asking like $70 for this thing, right? So the lady's like, so she makes me an offer. You want to take a guess as to what she offered it for?
Oh, I don't know. What?
Take a guess. Just take a guess.
I'm gonna err on the side of ridiculous and say 120.
No. Why would it have gone up? They were asking 70 for it.
Oh wait, I missed that bit. Sorry.
Yeah, they were asking like 70.
Okay. Okay. Let me go back then. 50? I don't know.
20 bucks. So yeah, so she looks at it and she's like, $20, and I'm like, hell, what the heck, I'm like, whatever. She's like, well, I'm gonna sell it to you as is. I'm like, okay. Worst case scenario, I figured, if it doesn't do anything, I'm sure I can sell it off for parts and get my money back, part it out.
Yeah, for $20, surely you can find something.
Exactly. So I was just like, you know what the heck?
To get your money back.
Right? So anyway, I get it in the vehicle. I pick it up, turn it on. I'm like listening to the bottom. I'm like, hey, I hear clicking. That's a good sound. We're not like clicking, but like, I heard, the hard drive, spinning and everything. So I was like, okay, that's good. So it's got a hard drive in it and everything. So go into the BIOS settings, find the legacy boot option, and change the settings there, right? And all of a sudden, I see the Windows 8 loading bar, or the loading circle thing, and I'm like, well, this is a good sign. I didn't wait long enough for it to boot into an OS, but I was just like, well, that's a good sign at least. And I didn't really care because I was throwing Windows 10 on it anyway. So, long story short, I ended up getting it home, got Windows 10 on it now, and it's actually a decent little system for $20.
For $20?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's pretty ridiculous. I like it.
It's just like the, it's like the time that, I went back to that exact same pawn shop and picked up a, Gateway, desktop for like $30, $35. because it's set on the side of it. Runs for 5 minutes, then shuts down. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I know what the problem is on this. Care to take a guess?
Yeah. New thermal paste probably worked fine, right?
No, it wasn't even thermal paste, really. It was so full.
Oh, you just dusted it out, didn't you?
Yeah,
I think you told me about it.
I opened the case up and took all the dust and stuff out of there, fired it up, and it ran fine. I was just like, oh, okay. And it's been running fine ever since. It's actually sitting in the basement as a server right now. It's running Linux, so...
Funny how just by knowing how to troubleshoot such basic things, you can just...
I know, right? You know what I need to do?
Computer. It just works.
Actually,
some idiot didn't know how to...
You know what we really need to do, Zach? We just need to go down to that pawn shop, right? Go look at a bunch of systems that have problems with them, and then bargain them down really cheap, fix them up, and then sell them off.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Like, you hear people like...
You sell it back to the same place.
Right?
On a different day to a different person.
Like, you know, you've heard of flipping houses. People are now flipping laptops. I mean, it'd be an interesting business proposal. I mean...
I doubt you'd get enough business, though.
I don't know. Sell them on eBay or something like that, you know? Especially if you're getting them for especially if you're getting them for like $20 a pop or so, you know? You just, you know, take them, load an OS on them, you know, sell them for, you know, maybe $100 or something like that. You know, it's like $80, you know, return on your investment there. So, anyway. Speaking of money and crap like that, the IRS is creepy and I hate them. Actually, not really creepy. I just don't like the IRS. Because they take my money. And a lot of other people's money. Did you have to pay taxes this year? Or not pay taxes, but like file taxes this year?
Not this year, but next year I sure will.
So because of the fact that I run a small DJ business, when I had my taxes done, I actually had them done by a professional. Ooh, that reminds me, I still need to pay them. Should do that tomorrow.
That may be a good idea.
Anyway, so we have my taxes done, you know, professionally this year because I didn't know how to claim all the business expenses and stuff like that, right? So when it was all said and done, I actually had to end up paying the IRS this year. But whatever. So, anyway, so the tax day is what, like the 15th, I think, normally? But that fell on like a weekend this year. And so because of that, they extended it to like the 16th, I think. They extended it, yeah, I think it was the 16th that they were due this year. Because that was like a Monday. So, you know, you can go online, file your taxes with like, what is it, TurboTax, and there's a whole bunch of other ones and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a ton of pieces of stuff where it'll do it.
Yeah, so April 15th is the standard tax day, but that fell on a Sunday, and April 16th was Emancipation Day, which is a holiday observed primarily in Washington, D.C. So, actually, I believe taxes were due on so taxes this year were due on the 17th, which is, what, like a Tuesday? Yeah, something like that. So anyway, the Internal Revenue Service, let's just say they are not the most technologically sophisticated government agency in the U.S.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
So, as evidenced, check out its online payment system called DirectPay that still remains, well, it remained out of service on the tax filing deadline day.
Oops.
Whoops! So there were a lot of people who were like, shoot, I totally put my taxes off to the last minute. I need to get them in today. Oh no, it's not going through. So,
yeah, that sounds like a bit of an issue.
So what they ended up doing was they actually extended the tax deadline day one more day. So they could, like, hopefully get the system fixed and everyone could get paid, you know, submit all their stuff and things like that. But, yeah, anyway, so the direct pay system went down sometime early in the morning, no less, as part of a widespread failure of the IRS's electronic filing system, due most likely to a technical glitch possibly related to, oh, I don't know, the huge influx of people trying to file returns. All at the last minute.
So basically what you're saying is tax day DDoSed their system.
Yeah, it basically crashed the system.
Awesome.
So, yes. Yeah, so the system was down for much of Tuesday, and the IRS said it would extend the tax filing deadline to April 18th as a result of the outage. But that said, the agency expects around 5 million people to file taxes, file taxes on April 17th. Okay. The wording in this article is weird, but if I'm reading this correctly, they expected, it sounds like, 5 million people to file taxes on April 17th. So, it sounds like they didn't just go in with this intention to, like, not have enough, like, coverage, I guess. I think just inadvertently, like you said, they just got so flooded at one time that it just basically crashed the system. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, you can still submit online using a credit or debit card, but that incurs a transaction fee. Oh, wonderful! The good news, David J. Cotter, the IRS's acting commissioner, told an oversight hearing today, actually this article was written, on the 17th, so yeah, that would have been Tuesday. Told people that the agency would not be punishing citizens whose returns arrived late due to the technical glitch. So that's always a good thing, right there.
Well, it would completely not surprise me at all if like people were late and then they got punished for it because of this. Like,
yeah,
just out of, I don't know, stupidity on someone's part.
So anyway, yeah. Oops. I think this happened with
perhaps they should consider load testing their system next time.
Right? Well, okay, like, the question is what part of it actually failed? Like, was it actually the influx of people going to the website that just, like, caused essentially a DDoS attack? Or was the actual...
didn't you say that?
Well, no, it was
that's
the
basically
influx...
what happened. A lot of people going on it, and
yeah, but
that caused it to fail. I don't know. I mean, I guess if that was it, then yeah, sure.
But it could also be just the back end portion of it, like the servers just couldn't handle the load. You know what I mean? Like the traffic was still getting through, but the servers then just couldn't handle the load, or what? Well, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah.
Who knows?
Speaking of things that are supposed to work and don't work, ready for a very ironic story this week?
Really? Mm-hmm. What do you got for me?
Okay, so there was a security conference that was held, right? And they had a mobile app developed for it, right? And let's just say that the mobile app may have sort of kind of leaked some data. Let me reiterate. Okay? Conference about security has app leaks data.
Oh. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I noticed you didn't quite get it at first, so that's why I reiterated.
That's a good one.
How ironic, right? So, yeah.
Huh.
Hi, we're putting on
this... Yeah, you could say that.
We're putting on this huge conference about security. By the way, please download our mobile app so we can steal your data. Oh, and it gets worse, too. Just wait. But, okay. So, a mobile application built by a third party for the RSA Security Conference in San Francisco this week was found to have a few security issues of its own. Whoops! Including hard-coded security keys and passwords that allowed a researcher to extract the conference's attendee list. The conference organizers acknowledged the vulnerability on Twitter, but they say that only the first and last names of 114 attendees were exposed. 114 people too many, shall we add.
Awesome. I like it.
Right?
Like it. Yeah, great
Right?
job. Great job.
So, the vulnerability was discovered, at least publicly that is, by a security engineer who tweeted discoveries during an examination of the RSA conference's mobile app, which was developed by event-based technology. So if anyone is looking to have an app built for their event, I probably would not choose this company.
Seems reasonable, yeah. They
Yeah.
might, you
Yeah.
know, leak
Mhm.
people's passwords.
Well, I don't know if passwords were leaked, but definitely first and last names, which is still bad.
I thought you said passwords for some reason.
No, first and last names.
Oh, okay. Well, it might leak things about people.
Right? Within 4 hours of the disclosure, Eventbase have fixed the data leak. Okay, so at least they fixed it, but the thing
Oh, yeah,
is,
that's fair.
it shouldn't have been in there in the first place. An API,
Yeah, what are you doing with that in there? Hello? Oh?
an API call that allowed anyone to download data with attendees' information. So that's what the problem was, related to APIs and things like that. And so accessing the attendee list required registering an account for the application, logging in, and then grabbing a token from an XML file stored by the application. This probably wouldn't have been as bad, but all the registration, like all you needed for registration was an email address. So literally anyone with an email address, you know, name at gmail.com, name at yahoo.com, basically could, you know, sign up for the app. And then anyone who could dump the files from their Android device could obtain the token and then insert it into a web-based application interface called call to download attendees' names. Now, while the SQLite database downloaded was encrypted, another API call provided the key for that. So basically, you have all this encrypted information, right?
Well, what's the point of it encrypting?
Exactly.
If you can just ask for the key and they'll give it to you.
It's kind of like having like a gate with a padlock on it, and then having the key hanging on a
it's
carabiner.
one of those master locks where, like, you know, the code is on the back, right, on like a sticker.
Yeah, exactly.
You're supposed to take it off, but you know, it's like locking the gate and then just not taking the sticker off. Oh, like turning around. Oh, hey, there's the code.
Yeah.
Another
SQLite database that can still be pulled down via the application's API is not encrypted, and it contains more personal information, including names, addresses, phone numbers, company names, and social media account links. Oops. I mean, I think the more terrifying parts of those ones are the addresses and phone numbers.
Yeah, definitely that stuff.
Now, ours looked at that database, and it appears to contain only vendors and speakers data, so it's likely intentionally insecure because it's less sensitive. I don't know if I would say it's less sensitive. You still have some sensitive data in there.
I mean, I suppose there are worse things that could be in there, but still, it's...
Right? Oh, so remember how I told you it gets worse, right?
How does it get worse?
Well, this is the second time an RSA mobile application has
oh,
leaked
really?
attendee data.
Why? Why would you even download it then? This is the second time.
Well, okay, but see, here's the
If I
thing.
ever go there, I'm
Here's
not
the
downloading
thing.
their...
They got burnt by another company last time. This was back in 2014. An application built by another developer, Quick Mobile, was found. Quick Mobile had a security bug in it too. So, so they got burnt twice. But just like, okay, I think at this point, if you're putting on a conference about security, maybe it's time to hire internal app developers to develop your apps instead of an outside third-party company. At least that way you
I guess there's
have a
nothing...
little more insight. What were you saying, though?
I mean, I guess there's nothing inherently wrong with outsourcing it. It's just,
But see, okay, so here's
make
the
sure
thing.
the people you're outsourcing to can do the job,
I guess you're right. I guess
right?
the thing, like, for me is, like, if you have it done in-house, like, you are directly overseeing these people,
Well,
therefore
that's true, but also at the
possibly
same
preventing
time, like
some of these.
maybe this isn't something you need to do often. So why would you have a staff that do this stuff when you hardly need? Why would
Right?
you want to hire staff
Okay,
for that?
maybe having like somebody who can at least look over the code before it actually goes public then, because like I said, this is the second time that they've got burnt by this. Like,
Yeah, sounds reasonable enough.
I guess that's
But like
the
at the
part.
same time, that's you don't hire this company so that you can do some of their job for them.
I guess you're right, but I think for me it's more the fact that it's a conference talking about security, and then ironically what it is that they're talking about is the part that actually doesn't work in the app that they have. So like I
Right.
think that there needs to be someone who like there just needs to be a check in place, especially like it's like it's like advertising a product and then that specific part of the product that's advertised doesn't work. You know what I mean?
I guess, yeah. I'll give you that.
I don't have like a great example. It's like Google designing. Okay, it's like you know what? Okay, let's take Microsoft. It's like Microsoft designing an operating system that claims to do this one thing that it can't do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I suppose.
It's like that. So, anyway, uh, yeah. Speaking of Microsoft, I mean, we've already somewhat made fun of them today, but you know what? I love making fun of Microsoft so much that you know what? Let's
We're gonna do it again.
Yeah,
I like it.
we're gonna do it again. Yeah, yeah.
They don't make it difficult. Like they really don't make it hard.
No, no, exactly. Like, okay, like I know we give Microsoft a lot of crap every week, but like seriously, like they set us up. They really do. They don't make it hard. So you want to hear what Microsoft did?
What did they do?
Okay, so Windows 10 has been a thing, right? And updates for Windows 10 are a thing. So
Yes, of course.
Microsoft is delaying a major Windows 10 update over blue screens of death.
That actually sounds like a pretty good reason, don't you think?
It sounds like a good reason, but it's the fact that they have developed a major Windows 10 like update that has blue screens of death in it.
Well, I mean, I suppose in the past they've pushed updates that cause blue screens of death, so
Okay,
eh,
okay.
that's a step in the right direction.
But like, okay, I guess the thing for me is Microsoft has been designing operating systems long enough that you think they know how to do it without creating too many problems.
Ugh.
Oh wait, I forgot that disaster called Windows 10. Oh, and that disaster called
Well,
Windows
Windows 10
Vista.
isn't a horrible OS. It's just poorly managed sometimes.
Okay, fine. That disaster called Windows Vista.
Right. Yeah, we can definitely call that one a disaster.
Oh, and
in
that other
every sense of
disaster
the
called Windows ME.
Yep.
Oh, and that other disaster called it wasn't really an operating system, but it was designed to be a replacement to the graphical user interface, Microsoft Bob. So you knew that? Did you know
Yep.
that's what the point behind it was originally?
Yeah, no one liked it.
Well, see, I think the concept behind Microsoft Bob was a good concept. It was the execution behind it that didn't work. I've heard Microsoft Bob referred to as being more of. It was like it was designed for a child, for children. And I can see that. And the incessant, like I said, the incessant pop-up boxes from the assistants in the application. Like, hi, what should we do first? Click this.
I admit I've never actually used it. I'll just give you that.
Basically,
but I've heard how horrible it is.
Okay, so basically, like the first thing,
it tries to get all in your face. Like, let me help you with this and this and this.
Well, okay, so imagine this, right?
No. You know.
So you get right into the application, right? And so the assistant comes up and he's like, "Hi, what do you want to do?" You know, okay, fair enough. You click on a button. Okay, you want to do this? Are you sure you want to do that? Sure. Like I'm exaggerating.
I want you to leave me alone. Is that an option?
Right? Exactly.
I want you to go away.
Exactly. Oh, there actually is an assistant that's an invisible assistant.
That's helpful. Probably still annoying.
But anyway, so it's just like I'm exaggerating because I've never actually played with it. But the concept basically is like, are you sure you want to do this? Yes. Are you sure that you're sure you want to do this? Yes, I'm sure that I want to do this. Are you sure that you're sure that you're sure you want to do it? Yes, just do it. Stop asking me questions. It's like every time you hit a button, like it just asks you another thing. It's like hit a button, ask you to do something else. Hit another button, ask you to do another thing. Like, yeah. So anyway. So Microsoft was planning to launch its next major Windows 10 update, codenamed Redstone 4, last week. Okay? Not that it matters to Zach, because he's not upgrading anyways.
I'm gonna have to eventually.
I was gonna say, at some point you're going to have to.
I hate it. I hate it. I shouldn't have to deal with this.
So the software giant had targeted April 10th as an international target to release the update, but a last-minute blocking bug delayed the release. In an unusual change, Microsoft is now... So, okay, this confuses me right here. See if you can make sense of this. In an unusual change, Microsoft has now issued a new build instead of fixing the bug with a cumulative update via Windows Explorer. So, I guess where I'm confused is what's the difference between a new build and a cumulative update? Like, is this new build referred to as, like, basically new OS version? And cumulative update just refers to update of current version?
You know what I'm thinking that I need to do? I think I need to, just get a pro edition and group policy the updates out of my face. That's probably the only real way to do it at this point. They're making it more and more difficult.
Well, okay, if you utilize your before you graduate, I would utilize your
oh yeah, don't worry, I've got all my keys.
Your stuff that you have there. Although the Windows 10 one that you have is the educational version.
Nope. Pick multiple editions, and you can choose Pro.
Okay, I did not know that.
Or I believe it can be activated as a Pro key. I'm not sure how that works completely, but I know someone.
I wonder what the educational version has in it. If some of the telemetry data is actually possibly turned off in there.
Don't know about that.
I don't know either, but it might be something worth looking into. So. Anyway, so going back to this, okay, so I don't know. Do you know what the difference between a new build and a cumulative update is? Is it what I was thinking, where the new build is literally that, like a brand new version of the OS, and a cumulative update is basically just a new update to the current version? Because this is the part that's confusing me. I don't know. In any case... In an unusual change, Microsoft has now issued a new build instead of fixing the bug with a cumulative update via Windows Update. See, I don't know what that means, but whatever. Anyway, so in certain cases, these reliability issues could have led to a higher percentage of blue screens of death on PCs, for example. Instead of creating a cumulative update package to service these issues, we decided to create a new build with the fixes included. Oh, okay. Microsoft has not revealed the exact reason for the blocking bug or why it was discovered at the last moment. Okay, so after reading through this makes a little more sense. So it sounds like instead of Microsoft releasing the new version of the OS half-baked, they just decided, hey, we're going to start over again and actually bake the update into the new release. At least that's what this sounds like to me. Although the part that still gets me is the fact that they haven't revealed the exact reason for the blocking bug, which to me possibly means that they don't know. The funny part is I could be wrong on that. I don't know, but I think the part that's more funny to me is the fact that it was just discovered at the last minute. Like, what did you guys do right at the end that totally screwed it? Or what weren't you guys testing that you should have been testing ahead of time to make sure that you weren't going to have this problem? So, anyway. Now, the new build is available to Windows Insiders in the Fast Ring and will be made available to Slow Ring and release preview shortly. Sources familiar with Microsoft plans tell The Verge that this build, which is version 17.134, if you actually care about that, has now been marked as the final version of the next major Windows 10 update. Oh, yeah, they still haven't officially come up with a name for it yet. Despite the company using the... again, the naming committee must have been on vacation. They decided to go with the Spring Creators Update.
Oh, no.
How original.
Jeez.
It now appears Microsoft will choose Windows 10 April 2018 update. Oh, wow. Even worse, I think, actually. As the final name for Redstone 4. Why don't they just call it Redstone 4? That sounds better than Windows 10 April 2018 update.
All right, well, I eagerly await the Summer Creators update. Yeah. Coming soon.
Yeah, so anyway. The next major Windows 10 update will include features like Timeline. I actually don't know what that is. HDR support, dictation, and even more fluent design changes. Oh, goodness. Fluent design changes. I actually don't know what those are. Office fluent design. A fluent design looks like stupid. Oh, it's like the new Photos app like layout basically. Where
people use the Photos app?
I use it occasionally. It's that
horrible.
very minimalistic look to apps where it's got like tabs up at the top that you can like click on, and like the new buttons and things like that, like in the control panel. Like the settings panel. That's what like the fluid design is kind of like starting to look like. It looks like is like that kind of style, which minimalistic style. I don't know. I actually don't know what the timeline thing is though. What is timeline? Oh, okay. Timeline looks. Huh. Okay. So like timeline apparently looks like is like an app that like combines like news and oh, you know what it is? It's like the notification center on your like phone. Does that make sense?
Well, I don't know about you, but I don't feel like I really need that on my computer.
But it like lays it out in like a timeline format where it's like 4 p.m. and then it like if you like have your sports app, it like tells you stuff about sports, and if you opened a document, it tells you what document you opened and things like that. Oh goodness. And it like breaks it down by like hour and day and things like that. Oh man. I can't see myself using it, maybe other people, but yeah. Anyway. All right. Moving on. Zach, you're not really one for traveling, are you? Okay. How about... Okay, you know what? Actually, hang on. How do you feel about hotel rooms? Like them? Don't like them?
Not a, I don't know.
Not a
I
fan.
mean, hmm, hmm.
Okay.
Well, I can tell you this. Almost every single one of them could use a better internet connection.
Okay.
That's about all I got, though.
What if?
Other
Okay.
than that, it's just like, meh, I'll only be here a couple days anyway.
Okay. So let's start with this. All expenses paid. You get to go to Panama and stay in a hotel. Would you take that
Yeah,
trip?
but why? Why would I want to do that? I don't know.
Okay. Okay. How about this? All expenses paid. You're still going to Panama, but you're staying in a hotel room that was designed by Alienware.
What? Oh, you mean those overpriced pre-built gaming computers?
um, I've never been to Panama. You've never been to
Neither have
Panama.
I.
But apparently it's rainy season. Runs from May to
So
December.
why did they just decide that they needed to do that? And they're like, yeah, we need to design a hotel room and just throw a bunch of gaming stuff in there. Yeah. Why? I don't know why that would
Well, it talks about it here.
be a thing.
Well, okay. I think right now you're kind of like, okay, this sounds kind of gimmicky. No, like when they say gaming room, they mean like legit gaming room, like with some decent like stuff in there. If you're a PC gamer that happens to be planning a trip there sometime later this year, then does Alienware ever have the accommodation for you? Room 2425 at the Hilton Panama has a nice view of the beaches that you won't be spending any time on. So alongside a 65-inch 4K OLED TV, an Alienware PC with a Core i7-7800 and a GTX 1080 Ti, Xbox One Elite controllers, and Oculus Rift, an Alienware laptop hooked up to a 34 ultra wide monitor, a racing chair, interactive lighting, and some weird beanbag things with an Alienware logo on it are all packed into this room, and a couple beds.
I mean, sounds cool, I guess, but why? What? Makes no sense.
It's like a super awesome like gaming hotel room.
But why in Panama?
Well,
What an
okay.
odd place. for
Ensuring
that.
an innovation or ensuring an innovative and differentiating service has been our commitment since our opening in Panama, and this initiative shows how important it is for us to contribute to improving more and more the options to stay in Panama. So it sounds like it's kind of like a PR thing to get people to go to Panama. Directly
Weird.
impacting on the tourist offer offered by the country for locals and foreigners. So, the room opened, what, 20th? What would that have been? So it opened on Thursday. It is going to cost you, though. Of course.
Oh, I'm sure it will, yeah.
Yeah, do you want to take any guesses as to how much it costs per night?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
Take a guess.
Quit making me guess things.
No. See, this is
I don't
fun.
know.
Take,
I don't know. I don't know anything.
Take a guess. Just guess.
I don't have one. I don't have one. A few $100s at least.
Okay, fine. $349 a night.
Okay.
But they say it sounds like a bargain given the current crypto-induced jacking up of the GPU prices worldwide. So, anyway, I mean, it looks sweet. It really does.
That it does. I'll give you that.
Like, yeah.
I still wouldn't buy one of their computers though.
What,
Too much money.
Alienware?
Eh.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, okay, so the room is decked out with like mood lighting and stuff like that, which looks sweet. Like everything is branded Alienware and everything. But like, I don't know. I think it would be a cool kind of immersive like thing to be in. Like even the tissue box holder is branded with the Alienware logo. like, okay, fine, maybe a little over the top, but anyway. I don't know. It looks sweet. I would stay in it.
Probably beats a regular hotel room.
Right? Probably. Yeah. I don't know. It looks cool. I think it does. But anyway. All right. Let's move on to rapid fire real quick here, and then we'll end the show for this week. I think we talked about this a while ago, but Verizon Wireless has a parental app, basically.
That's pretty disgusting.
That allows you to control your kids' phones, things like that.
Yeah, I've heard horror stories about those.
Oh, really?
Oh my.
Were your parents ever like that? Did they like ever?
Mostly with the computer. That's about it.
Yeah, but you knew how to get around that for the most part, didn't you?
At the time, I didn't. I was in middle school.
Uh,
If I had a time machine, I'd probably make them stop pretty quick. But
I would probably be like the parent that would like purposely put my children on like a separate like network, like a separate, like totally separate VLAN.
well, that's not difficult. Yeah,
And everything.
you can just make a separate like wireless network. There you go.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Yeah.
And then like throttle the crap out of it. I had a friend when I was in middle school, like their parents like took away the mouse for the computer at night and like hid it or something like that. I remember that. I spent the night at his house. So, anyway.
Oh yeah. That was a thing for me, taking the mouse and keyboard. You know what I did? I ended up just hiding them myself. That was my solution. I was like, well, fine, I'll just take it before you can. And then I would go downstairs late at night and go on the computer with my hidden mouse and keyboard.
Was this back when
Good
Zach
times.
was still playing like Flash games on addictinggames.com?
Oh no, it wasn't that. It was Miniclip. That's the website I would always go on.
Miniclip. I don't know if I never played with that one. Addictinggames.com though. Oh,
Yeah, everybody had their favorite game site though. I remember that. And in middle school it was what's it called? I think it's still like Cool Math or whatever. The people would go on there and play games because it was like the only game site that wasn't blocked because I don't know.
Okay, so you grew up, you attended St. Paul Public Schools, stuff like that, right? You were in that like whole district kind of thing, right?
No.
Okay, you weren't in the St. Paul Public Schools district?
No. What?
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I thought that actually extended out a lot further than it actually did. Because like St. Paul is like huge. Anyway, I remember like our school district had Macs. So I grew up with Macs. What did
Nope.
Okay, you guys have
All
PCs?
Windows.
Like all the way through school, like starting you always had PCs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What was I gonna say? Oh, anyway, I remember like we had computer class, which wasn't really computer class. It was like typing class. I don't know why I added the air quotes onto the second one there, but yeah, like, did you do that in school too, where you had like computer class?
Keyboarding.
Yeah, keyboarding.
I did not learn anything in that class. You know what I learned? You know how I learned keyboarding? Just by myself, by
Really?
using a keyboard.
Like, I have
There
like
you
a
go.
weird way of like my hands
But
start.
it's funny because I actually like learned myself just by using a keyboard. But I still type the proper way, which is kind of weird.
Okay, so you actually type like the proper way with your your fingers on home row on the
Yeah.
correct keys.
Yeah.
Do you actually use the like correct
Although
fingers?
my dad, who has a job that literally involves him sitting at a computer all day, types with 2 fingers. Everyone else in my family knows how to use a keyboard properly,
Okay.
except him,
Do
who
you,
sits
like-
at a computer for 8 hours a day.
Okay. So do you actually use
It's
like
kind of weird.
do you actually use the correct finger to hit the correct key then?
Do I?
Yeah, and always return to home row the
I'm
proper
not
way.
sure. I think so. Yeah, I think so.
See, like my hands like move around a little bit, and I like don't think I always use the correct like finger for the correct key, but somehow I make it work. So
I mean, yeah, as long as you make it work, who cares, honestly?
right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, because like you're supposed to keep like all your fingers on the home row keys, except for the one that you need to like move. And like whenever I type in, yeah, because I'm like hovering over the keys like for what my password would normally be, and my fingers are already not on the home row. They should be, but yeah, if it
Yeah, but
works, it
that's
works.
probably like muscle memory kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Oh, have you ever done this where like you're filling something out, like you put your email address in, and then instinctively you just start typing in your password?
Yeah. Sometimes I like my computer password is different from the password I use for a lot of accounts. Too many, in fact.
Oh, I know. I hear
So
you
sometimes
too.
I just like find myself starting to type that, type my computer password.
And then you're just like, oh,
then,
nope, that's
oops,
not it.
nope.
You know what
Oh
really?
yeah, it's not that one.
You know what really screws me nowadays is like things like the mobile or like the application that we use for clocking in and out at my workplace, and like my banking and stuff like that. Like I have like physical apps on my phone, and because I have a fingerprint sensor on my phone, I utilize that to log in all the time, right? Well, then I actually have to go to the website, and I'm like, ah, crap, what's the password? So this is a problem with like having fingerprint sensors now. Is like you forget what your passwords are.
I don't particularly like them that much. Although I will say that, okay, so my phone is a Galaxy S5. It's quite old. The fingerprint sensor is far from perfect, where you have to swipe like perfectly if you want it to work. So, naturally I quit using it pretty fast because I hated it. But,
Meanwhile, I'm sitting here on the
I
Galaxy
have
S9.
I have a sort of kind of new-ish tablet. Maybe I told you about that.
Oh
But
yeah. Well,
it
because
actually has a pretty good sensor. It's like the iPhone, right? You just put your finger on it, and it just works. It's pretty. Oh my! I've been using it for like
I
a
have
month
not
now.
tested the facial recognition on the S9 yet, but
It's got that. Interesting.
yeah, it's got like
I
facial
bet it's
recognition.
well. How long has that been a thing? I suppose.
I
would
don't
ask.
know.
Because
I feel
some
like
of the earlier fingerprint sensors, not so good. But now they've been around a few years. Now they work.
I feel like Samsung. I don't know. I could be wrong on this. But for whatever reason, I feel like Samsung probably mastered the facial recognition thing better than Apple did. Although I could totally be wrong on that. I don't know. I'm just
Well,
throwing things
unfortunately, I won't be testing it. My phone's a little old for that.
Okay, anyway, so back to this app real quick right here. They've now built in the ability to track your child through the app.
That's dumb.
Yeah, so
That's really dumb.
anyway.
That's really dumb.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, and then you could even set up like a radius of like if your child goes outside of this radius, you get a text message.
There's already apps you can download for that. But I mean, really, the truth is, like, I don't know. Well, I'm sure not many unfortunate children are going to be able to do this. But if you just root your phone, you can get rid of.
Do what? That's what most kids.
You can get rid of all of it.
Yeah, most kids are gonna probably look at
Well,
you like.
Better yet, you can spoof your location.
Yeah. Okay. Explain to me what the craze of or I think we've talked about this before too, real quick, and then we'll wrap up the show for this week. Hey Zach, what the heck is a gaming phone, and what do you use a gaming phone for?
I have no idea. I mean, if you ask me, mobile gaming is a huge dumpster. Why would you want to buy a phone for that? I don't know. I really don't know. It's
Nubia.
It's a joke.
Yeah. Nubia has a phone called the Red Magic. It's a new phone from Nubia, which is a ZTE sub brand in China, and it's built for gaming. Like, really?
Yeah, I think that's dumb.
I mean,
just maybe not because a phone with beefier hardware is bad, but like just mobile gaming really kind of sucks. It's full of clones and microtransactions, and it's just a joke.
Oh yeah.
Like that's I don't know. Unless you're one of those, what do they call those? I think the industry people call those whales. Those people that spend huge amounts of money on microtransactions.
Ooh, I
Unless
don't
you're one of
know.
those people that somehow enjoy yourself, then
I don't know what the
I don't know.
correct term is. This phone comes with a 6-inch 2160 by 1080 pixel display, but it doesn't have a 120 hertz panel like Razer offers. Okay, I think if you're gonna call it a gaming phone, it has to have a 120 hertz panel in it.
Does it though? Just because one phone has it? I don't know about that.
I don't know. But see, okay, here's the thing. Like Razer's kind of like
Guys,
the
how are
first
you
one
even
to
going to
do
get
this.
120 FPS out of a mobile GPU? Like, I mean, I suppose, the graphics are similarly dumbed down, but
Razer figured it out. Oh, and it's also using last year's Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 processor instead of the newer Snapdragon 845 processor. So that's a
that
thing,
doesn't sound great.
right?
They're
Uh,
talking about, yeah, we want to do this with the best hardware, but we use last year's hardware.
Apple. Oh, sorry, I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
I
You
developed
okay there?
I developed a nasty cough.
You okay there? You got a cold or something?
I developed a nasty Apple. um, let's see. I mean, other than that, pretty standard Android phone. 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage. There's a cheaper model. It has 6 gigs of RAM and 64 gigabytes of storage. Oh, wow. 24 megapixel rear camera. Okay, that's not horrible. And an 8 megapixel front facing lens. Yeah, could be better. 3,800 milliamp battery. Okay. Pre-orders are open in China for on April 25th, starting at 2,499 yuan. Yeah, I don't know how they pronounce their currency's name. Pretty much $397. What it equates to. So, that's for the base model. If you want the high-end version, quote unquote, it's going to cost you $477 in American money. So, yeah. Interesting.
Well, I mean, I suppose the flagship ones are way more expensive than that.
Yeah, what is like Razer phone going for?
Hmm?
Like, what's the Razer phone going for? I think it's in the 700s or something like that.
I don't know, but I mean, the top end flagships are almost $1,000 these days,
Some of
aren't
them
they?
are.
Like, I'm talking about unlocked.
I think mine was only like 700-ish.
Oh, really?
Then again, okay.
Maybe it's just Apple that
You know what,
reached
though?
that
Then
milestone before everyone else.
Then again,
Typical, huh?
I forgot.
They
I
reached
also
the high price milestone.
Well, I forgot though. I also did not. This is not the plus model. This is just the base model. So I didn't. Take
Well,
that
I think
into
it's still
account.
fair to call it a flagship model.
I think so too. Yeah, it's a fairly new phone. Let's see here. Yeah, the Razer phone is going for what, like $700 or so? Looks like it. Yeah, 700. Yeah, in that range.
Either way, I personally would not buy it.
Well, you personally just don't like Razer.
Oh no, I'm talking about either of them. I wouldn't buy either one.
What? Razer or Apple?
Oh no, Razer or this other one.
Okay. I was like, wait,
Oh, also Apple.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
anyone
them
who's
too.
watched
Sure,
the
why
show
not?
long enough knows that you hate Apple with a passion. So, although, I mean, you have to be proud of me. I'm starting to move away from the company a little bit. So,
Yeah, well, but aren't you like on a MacBook right now?
I mean, it's sitting over here, but at some point, once
Oh,
this, I mean, well, the first thing the plan is here. This is what my plan is, right? Save up the money, build Redmond. That's number one. We're gonna start with Redmond. Okay?
That is a fantastic idea.
Once Redmond is built, then we'll start looking at moving to a portable Windows machine. I will tell you that I am looking at probably just purchasing something through Razer, though.
Your what?
For a mobile platform.
You're considering Razer?
Mm-hmm. I figure if it's good enough for like, the big tech or not tech companies, like the big tech, people.
Yeah, but it's awfully expensive.
Dude, I'm also the one who bought a MacBook Pro. Remember this.
Yeah, that's not to say it was the right idea.
My point is, if I can drop $1,500 on a laptop, built by Apple, I'm pretty sure I can, drop around that same for a Razer product.
Well, suit yourself. I mean, it's definitely better than Apple. I'll give you that much.
Well, yeah. The
I don't know. I don't know what I would do for a laptop if I wanted a new one right now.
I mean, I could do something through MSI probably, but like for me, what see, okay, I need something that, and this is kind of what I like about Razer, right? Is that I want something that has decent performance, that I can use for creativity.
Well, yeah, see, it's overpriced, sure, but now you actually have okay performance. Okay, that's fair, but like also overpriced. Hello.
Okay, but see, here's the thing. Okay, I'm not gonna build my own laptop because that just sounds like a nightmare waiting to happen.
You don't do that.
Yeah. Let's see here. Products, laptops. Come on, page. Yeah. Hang on. Let's do this. Okay. You know what? Okay. So let's start with this, right? So gaming laptops and desktops. Let's just go with the laptops here. 13-inch. You know what? Okay, so my MacBook Pro that I have is a 13-inch MacBook Pro. I'm actually very happy with this size. I actually find like the 15-inch and stuff like that to just be way too big, actually. So, what size is yours? I think you have an Asus, right? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. What size is your system? Your mobile.
It's old and beat up, but I have one.
I know. What size? What's the screen size on it?
15.
Oh, is it a 15? I don't know. I like the 13-inch. I think it's okay. 13-inch Razer Blade. Well, the Stealth is going to set you back about $1,050. Of course,
Too much.
You really think so?
Well, it's probably. I mean, it's probably not even mid-range components in that.
Okay. Let's see what the base configuration is here. 13.3 QHD screen with touch integration in it. A dual core 7th gen Intel Core i7 7500U. Intel HD graphics 620. So onboard graphics. Okay. So maybe not. Let's see. What does the Razer Blade 14 have in it? That's going to start at $1,700. So you get a 14-inch full HD screen, quad-core 7th gen Intel Core i7 7700 HQ, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 graphics with 6 gigabytes of VRAM, a 256 gigabyte SSD, and 16 gigs of dual-channel memory, presumably DDR4. What are you thinking? Still too expensive? Did I lose Zach? I don't know. Maybe I lost Zach. Zach, can you?
Huh?
Did you hear anything I said?
Oh, hold on. Not for like 20 seconds there. Nope.
Okay, did you hear me going through the specs on the Razer Blade 14-inch? Are we having issues now?
I'm just gonna do this. Hold on.
Hello, welcome. Hello, welcome back.
Okay. What's going on?
Can you hear me?
I have packet loss, but yeah, I can.
Okay.
Sorta.
Did you hear me going through the specs of this? The 14-inch one?
Okay.
Okay. So 14.
I mean, I'm not gonna buy one, so I don't
Oh.
really care. But sure.
14-inch Razer Blade. I mean, you have a better idea of what like hardware and stuff like cost and what decent prices are. So 14-inch display, full HD, no touchscreen, which I'm totally okay with. I think the touchscreen stuff is a gimmick anyways. Quad core 7th gen Intel Core i7, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 graphics, 6 gigabytes of VRAM in that. 256 gigabyte SSD, 16 gigabytes of dual channel memory.
How much does it cost?
$1,699.99.
Wait, what? Excuse me? 'Cause that's like a steal.
Is it really? Well,
699 or
no,
1,699.
$1,699. $699.99. Holy crap! I would probably pick one up right now.
I'm gonna blame the packet laws for not catching that 1,000. Yeah, for $1,700, that is a joke. Honestly, I would not. Like, geez, if I was gonna spend almost $2,000 on that, I would want a much better graphics.
Well, we'll explore laptops when we get to that stage. All right, I'm calling it a show for today because I am getting exhausted. So anyway, Zach probably has nothing else to add except for I hate Razer and I hate Apple, right?
I hate my internet connection.
And you actually have the sad part is he probably has a better internet connection at the campus than he probably does at home. Oh! I'll have to find the commercial.
Oh, make it stop.
I'll have to find the commercial, but there's a MediaCom commercial with a kid that's talking about like having to share like things with his family. And he's like,
Share the bandwidth, probably.
Oh, yeah. He's like, share this, I guess. Share this, sure, I guess. And then he's like, sharing my internet connection with my whole family. And he's like, that's pushing a man too far. And it's super cute. And every time I see it, I think of you.
It's funny, given who he's advertising for.
So I'll have to see if I can find it and send it to you. But anyway.
Oh no! I hate them so much.
Like I said, like the kid in it, like literally screams like Mini Zach.
If I could make one company go bankrupt overnight, I would seriously consider that.
Right. Anyway, so all right, that's all I have for this week. Thank you very much for watching, sticking around if you have this far. Podcast should be up soon-ish, I think, hopefully tomorrow. If you want to listen back. Yeah, get subscribed at the okay, let's try this again. Thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, thumbs down if you didn't. Get subscribed down below if you haven't done that already. Also turn on the bell so you get notifications whenever we upload a new video. Oh my goodness, I can't speak today. Yeah, so with all that being said, yeah, I just need to end the show for this week because I can't talk anymore. So, yeah. Bye, and we may or may not see you next week. I don't quite know because I think I'll be out of town. So, yeah. Anyway, okay.
Really? Okay. Well, I guess I'll remember that.
All right. Bye.